What's going on, guys? We're back with some more Tribe 9. Today, we're going to go ahead and have a little tier list for you guys. A lot of you guys have been wondering which characters are good in this game, which characters are bad in this game. I just want to start off by saying that every character in this game is playable. So if you enjoy a low tier character, that's perfectly fine. You can make any character in this game work. That's the fun part about action games. You can kind of just dodge, right? If you just dodge, then you don't get hit. So you can kind of make anyone more usable. However, the fights will take longer, you'll do less damage and all that stuff. So that's what the tier list is mostly going to be on, is which characters will let you clear the content the easiest, not necessarily because these characters are terrible, right? Now, let's go ahead and start off with Yo, the main character. Where are we going to place him at? We're going to place him in S tier, which is pretty crazy to say. What kind of gacha game has the main character, the free character, as an S tier character? Now, the reason why I think Yo is an S tier character is because he's super easy to play. He has an insane break potential, easily does a ton of damage, and he just basically is a good all-arounder. He does everything that you need a team member to do. So I definitely will rank him on S rank. Now, let's go ahead and move on over to Todoroki right here. Todoroki, I personally haven't used him too much myself. I haven't really gotten a chance to use him too much, but from what I've read on his skill kit, I believe he's probably a solid B rank character. He doesn't really bring too much to the team, just some few buffs right here that increase your team's damage. But other than that, he's not that crazy of a character. Now, my favorite character right here, Inoki, is going to be, in my opinion, an S rank character. However, she is very, very difficult to use. Her damage is potentially one of the highest in the game. There's only one other character who can really compete with her. And once you get the hang of farming the same boss over and over again, where you can get used to their attack timings and their block timings, and you start keeping that heat gauge up, she will be crazy for you to do a ton of damage and clear content, honestly, really, really fast. Now, another character who I'm very surprised at being this good is Senju right now. Now, Senju is going to be an S tier character as well. However, he's mostly going to be S tier if you are looking to have a break comp, which right now that's kind of the meta. You want to have a good break team. That's the reason why the main character and Senju is so highly ranked right now, is because their break potential is really, really high, and they just break any boss monster, let you get your ults out a lot faster. Break is kind of a little broken right now. So if you don't have break on your team, it's not impossible to kill the bosses, but it will make it a bit more longer since you're not going to be able to ult anymore. So that's why I have him ranked right now at an S rank. Now we have, what's this guy's name again? We have Geo. Now, Geo is an interesting character. He's got a very unique kit where he can debuff units, where he can lower their defense. It's pretty good. I don't think he's on the same level as these characters because while he is good at his role at being a debuffer, he doesn't give anything else other than like some poison damage and some defense breaks. For the support role of the team, I kind of want something more like some heals or something like that. However, if you aren't taking too much damage, it is still a really good character. I will rank him in the A rank tier. Now we'll save Kazuya for last, and we'll go ahead and move on over to what everyone considers is the worst character in the game, Koshi. Now, why is this character going to be the worst character in the game, going to be ranked in D tier? Well, the reason why this character is not that good is simply because their heal, while it is a very big heal, it takes a lot to build up. The damage is low, the break is low. Everything about this character is pretty low except for that heal. So you can definitely use this character in the early game if you enjoy it, but once you get to the higher level difficulties, that big heal, you can get it a lot more reliably through the event character that we all got over here. So there's not really any reason when everybody has Simba on their team for you to ever use this character. With that said, that's also going to be the same problem with Minami right here. However, I do think she is slightly better So I will put her in the C tier right here. I think Minami is slightly better. So what she does is basically gives you passive healing rather than a big burst of healing, right? And also, she is a waifu, right? So I'm going to rank her a little bit for that as well. Again, remember, if you like the character, you like the design, you like all that stuff, feel free to use them if you would like to. And again, I think she's a solid C tier. Now, this right here, this character is probably the biggest DPS character in the game, Miu. She is crazy. Once you get used to playing her, she's ranged. Her dodges are like, you have infinite dodges pretty much because her stamina per dodge is like 0. It's really good at dodging everything, range damage. She's very unique and has a playstyle where you build up her job gauge or her bar gauge. Once that's fully charged, you can ult, and the ult only takes 1 bar. So after you use a full break team combo, you can actually ult 2 to 3 times. If you have ult efficiency, you can even ult even more than that. So with that, you can do a ton of damage and blow up a lot of bosses almost instantly a lot of times. So definitely an S tier character. As you can see right here, we have a lot of S tier characters, but do keep in mind there kind of is 3 roles on a team, right? DPS, support, and like a heal or like a tank or like a breaker. Those are kind of the main ones. So like a DPS, a breaker, and a support. Those are like the 3 main things you're looking for. So Inoki and Miu are going to be your DPSs, and then we have our 2 breakers right here. So do keep that in mind. That's the reason why our S is looking a little stacked right now. Now we're going to go ahead and go on over to Q. Now Q, honestly, I think Q is the most satisfying character to play melee with in this game, except for the fact that they messed up his numbers. They made it so where the way that you play Q is you just mash. If you're playing on the keyboard, you literally just mash Q with Q. What does that mean? You're just using his secondary attack over and over and over again. You don't want to use your basic attacks. You don't want to use your secondary attack where it does that little lightning thing. And you can be using your counter. Of course, that's still good. But even on his AI apparently dies quite a lot. He's a decent tank. But with that, all that said, what do we rank him on? I think he's either going to be an A rank or a B rank for me. I think I will put him in. It's a little hard for me on this one because he's pretty good, but he's also like he dies a lot because the AI is kind of bad with him, right? But is he A rank potential? I think I'm gonna have to put him in B rank because, like I said, the rest of his numbers are bad. If they can just up his break a little bit more, or give him a little bit more damage on like his basic attack string, or just a little more on something, then I will say that he could be an A rank. But for now, I think a solid B rank. Now, one character that I really thought was going to be a little bit more insane, but looking at his numbers, was Saigo right here. Saigo is probably the best tank in the game, even better than Q, unfortunately, because this guy just doesn't die. However, he does a lot less damage than Q. So for that reason, I'm going to rank him exactly on the same as Q. These characters are both going to fit the same role. If you need a tank in your team, you play either one of these 2 characters. So with that said, you can pretty much choose whichever one. If you have Q, probably would rather use Q over Saigo. However, if your Q is dying a lot and you still want a good tank character, then swap him over to Saigo because Saigo just won't die. His whole kit is revolved around not dying, but he also doesn't do much damage. So you're gonna have to decide if you feel like you can swap him out for Q. I would probably swap him out for Q. If your Q is dying, then go ahead and try out Saigo. Now, let's go ahead and move on over to Mita right here. Now, Mita, I haven't really played too much of Mita either, but from what I've seen, he's kind of just like an average character that just does, I think, what does he do? He like buffs your characters, right? Yeah, he just does some buffs. So I think he's just simply ranked in the same tier as Oi right here, Minami. So he doesn't really do too much. I honestly don't see any reason why you would use him over like any other characters in the game, to be honest. Especially since like the problem is the fact that we all got Simba for free, and she kind of fits the support slot, right? She also fits the DPS slot, so she fits the support and the DPS slot. So it kind of makes it hard for you to ever want to use any other supports, right? So that's the reason why Todoroki and Santaro Mita are so low ranked, is because why would you ever use them when I'm pretty sure everybody re-rolled and got a free Simba? So unfortunately, since they're far weaker than Simba, they got to be a little bit lower on the tier list. Now, one of my favorite characters when I first started this game was Eroa right here. I really, really like her. She does a lot of damage, especially if you're free to play and you're missing a lot of characters. I think she's actually a good damage character. So if you re-rolled and your team only has Simba as your 5-star and you're missing everything else, I would actually say Suki right here is a really good DPS. I actually have her ranked in A rank right now, simply because she does good damage. Her ult does a ton of damage. She also does some pretty decent stagger. She's honestly a pretty decent character. Like, the only reason why you wouldn't really use her is because you pulled other 5-star characters, like in these tier lists up here, like you would pull Miu or you would pull Inoki. So once you pull Inoki and Miu, you probably aren't going to be using her as much, but she is also good because she's ranged. So I think of her kind of as a Miu, but she also can stagger a little bit, right? So if you're looking for a little bit more stagger, but you still want to have that ranged style, then this is the character you're looking for. Now, I don't think anybody's going to debate this. This character right here, Simba right here, clear S rank, definitely one of the best characters in the game. She does healing. If you get the one dupe of her, she lowers the enemy's defense and just does a ton of damage as well. Definitely, definitely a really good character. So I definitely recommend everybody re-roll for her and get her. It will make your life a lot easier. Now we're down to the final two characters, guys. All right, so let's see. Where are we going to rank our boy Gotanda right here? Now, unfortunately, I think he is a little bit worse than Suki right here. I think Suki's probably slightly better, and for that reason, I'm going to mark him into the B rank right here. I think Suki, since she does a little bit more stagger, does a little bit more damage, and is not ult reliant like this guy over here, I am going to have him in the B rank. I think that is fair. And finally, the upcoming character, the Kazuya right here. I think this is my favorite designed character in the game. I'm going to rank this guy in S rank. I like him a lot. They're going to be buffing him in the upcoming release, so he's going to be even stronger than he was on a guest account. And the second I tried him in the guest account, if you have yet to get to chapter 2 and you haven't tried him out yet, put him on a team and put Yo on a team, or even put this other guy Senju on a team, and you're going to be breaking every single enemy in chapter 2 in like 1 second, and you're just going to be ulting over and over and over again. It's crazy and it's a ton of fun. Also, you get a nice shield. The only downside with him is for those larger health bosses, he kind of runs out of juice, but you still will continually ult and you'll still continually get that juice back as long as you can get that stagger bar up. That's pretty much it, guys. I think this is a solid tier list. The only thing, like I said, I would maybe consider changing is maybe moving Q up to the A tier, actually. I think if I'm going based off of role, right, I did say tanks right here should be compared. So which tank would I prefer? I think I would rank Q a little bit higher. If you want to play a tank, I would probably pick Q over what was his name, over Saigo 90% of the time, unless my Q starts dying, then I'd probably swap out Saigo. But it's very, very similar. I think this is probably my final one right here. I think I'll give Q that A rank just because he is good, but he could definitely be better. He could definitely be better. But yep, this is going to be my final rankings for right now. I'm going to give Q that little boost, a tentative boost. I still wish his AI was better. I still wish a lot was better with Q, but for now, he's A rank. The second another tank character comes out in the game, I think he's going to drop down to B rank, but I think he is the best out of the tanks, but he's probably the last of the priority. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. This is the tier list. This is the way that I think the characters are ranked. Unfortunately, for our green guy down here, Koshi, he's going to be in his green rank all by himself, but everyone else, pretty good. And let me know what you guys think about the tier list. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree, or what do you guys think about Q specifically? I'm on the fence with Q. I think he's nice, but his playstyle just really makes me sad. They nerfed his auto attack damage and his secondary attack damage, all that stuff. I wish they give him a little bit more love for being a 5-star character is all. I think he's definitely needs a little bit more love, especially since his AI is not even that good. But anyways, that's all I've got for you guys today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.